Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of And One. We have a very special guest with me. We have a state champ. We have an AAU breakout star, Alexis Rose. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I said your name, but we'll have you introduce yourself to the audience.
I'm Alexis Rose. I'm a junior at Becker High School, and I'm like a point guard slash guard.
I gotta ask, how many Schitt's Creek references do you get with the name?
A lot.
I mean, I was gonna say, I'm like, that has to be like the references you get all the time.
A lot.
Are you a fan of the show?
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. A little bit later, maybe in college years, you got to watch the show. So,
Okay.
so let's talk about basketball. You're coming off a pretty productive AAU season, state runner-up in high school season. I'd say had some pretty big success. How are you feeling about so far about basketball the last, I'd say year or so?
Yeah, it's been really fun, just like the success we've had, like AAU season and school season, and we're hoping to like continue the success between like school and AAU, and yeah.
Awesome. Let's go back to when basketball first started. When did you first start playing basketball?
I started in kindergarten.
Did you take to it right away, kind of natural right away, or was it kind of something that had to work out a little bit?
My parents put me in at a young age, and I just always loved it from a young age and just continued with it. And it's been really fun.
Did you play any other sports growing up, or just basketball, kind of the main one?
I played a lot of sports. I played like volleyball, soccer. I did dance, I did gymnastics, and but now I'm just basketball and then cross country and track. So all the other sports left, and somehow now I'm.
I was gonna ask, what made basketball kind of stick? What was it about it that kind of always just stuck with you and that you enjoyed?
I'm a very competitive person, so just like the competitive side of it, I really like the competitiveness and all that stuff.
So then let's move on to high school a little bit. We'll talk. You're at kind of a traditional powerhouse in Minnesota 3A basketball, Becker. Kind of going into a powerhouse, what are kind of the expectations? What is it, the work at what kind of has to go into when you're going into a powerhouse that have known success?
Yeah, so we're hoping to get back to state this year and hopefully win this year. But like the most important part to us is like practice, like the work that goes into practice. We know we need to work hard. We're really good at pushing each other and like making sure everyone's trying their hardest because we know that stuff's going to come out in the game. And we all want the best for each other. So we all are trying to get each other to be the best players we can be. And we know the best way to do that is by pushing each other at practice and then games.
And so, you've kind of been on both the emotional spectrums in the last 2 years. You won a state title 2 years ago. Last year, got to the state championship game and no, yeah, state championship game, and then, unfortunately lost it. Kind of walk through, I guess the emotions in both one, kind of the highs, the lows. What did it feel like at state in that championship game, whether win or lose?
It was really fun to win that year. It was a really good experience for like all of us. And then going into like next year, I had a lot of experience after that now, and so everything it kind of like now we have motivation for next year after losing. So we all want that really bad, and I think we're really going to be determined going into this season because it's not the outcome we wanted, but we're really going to fight for that championship this year.
And you played at Target Center and Williams Arena. What's your preference? Do you prefer one court to the other, or just kind of we want to make state, we don't care where we got to play?
I really like Williams Arena. It's always been like my dream to play there since like I was younger, and I like really loved it there, and I really wanted to play there. But Target Center was also fun, but just Williams Arena, I personally like.
And so, talking about last year, I always kind of felt like watching the games. I don't know why the teams did. I felt like you snuck up on so many teams because you have, guards that are slashing, you have shooters and all that kind of stuff. And teams would feel like, okay, we've kind of stopped the run, and all of a sudden you would come and like score eight in a row, and you'd hit a three and get an offensive rebound. And did you kind of feel like your role was kind of if they're gonna ignore, if they're gonna kind of forget about me, I'm gonna make them pay for that?
Yeah, going into this season, like I was told, like all the other girls have like a lot more experience than I do. They've played throughout like since like eighth grade, most of them, and I'm coming up, so they're all going to be focused on more of them. And then they knew that I would kind of be like the secret weapon, you could say. Like if people are going to guard them, you also have like me, and we trust each other. Like we trust everyone. Everyone trusts me that we would do that.
How much did that help having, like I said, players with, experience in the championship games, in the state tournament stuff? How much did that help your confidence knowing that they trusted you, even though you maybe didn't have the experience they had, that they all trusted that if you took the shot, you were going to make the right play? How much did that help?
Yeah, it's really nice that having that trust like within our team. Like we all trust each other. We're all really good at sharing the ball, and just knowing that they trust me like means a lot, and knowing that I can trust them and stuff. Like we all trust each other that we can take care of the ball, we can all shoot it, we can all drive it. Like we trust each other to score, and we're all gonna have like chances to do that, and we're all gonna like have a good night on different days.
And then what would you say, how does your role shift going from high school to AAU? Does it shift or is it the same kind of mentality or is there a difference kind of that of expectation from team to team?
Yeah, during like school, we're really guard. Like we have like four guards. We're like a smaller team, so we're all kind of like switch between roles. Like I might take the ball up once, Danny might, Marin might. Like we all have like different roles, and sometimes I might even like play post in like a zone or something. And then during AU, I become more the point guard role, so it's kind of a nice switch between it because I kind of know how to play a lot of stuff on the floor. So I have experience with different spots. Like during AU, if I need to be like on the wing and just drive the ball, like I know how to do that.
So this summer I would say you had a pretty productive summer. You kind of kicked it even into high gear from the high school season. You were more kind of consistent, a very good scoring option, I would say, every time someone watched you on the court. How would you describe your game to someone, if they haven't seen you play, I'm not sure where they've been. How would you describe your game to someone that hasn't seen you play?
I feel like I really improved after from this season, the school season to this AU season, and multiple people have told me that. And I just feel like confidence wise, I've really improved. Like last year, I feel like I might have been like more shy and like stood around a little bit. And now I just feel like I have the confidence. Like I trust the work I've put in, and I trust that I can like get to the rim, I can shoot, I can do everything. And I just know the player I am and I have trust in it.
After it, like I said, I would, kind of break out high school season and then continue it into, a productive, active AAU season. How has recruiting been? Have you started hearing some more from coaches? How are things? Has that kind of gotten crazy? Is it kind of manageable at this point?
I think it's been really exciting, like hearing from like all the different schools. I've talked to them, gone on some visits. We'll be going on some more visits. But I feel like some people think it's nervous, but I find it really fun. Like just getting to see all the campuses and seeing all the different options out there and like all the different coaches, programs. I find it really fun.
And when you're looking at different schools and doing visits, what are kind of some of your non-negotiables? What are things that, you want your school, the school has to have this, or you want, this environment or that when you're looking at different schools?
Well, I want like a good environment, like stuff, and I it has to be good for like academic wise. Like I want to go pre med route, so it has to be good in that. But like also, like kind of like just like pretty campus, Like I want to be someplace where there's like stuff to do, like not in the middle of nowhere and stuff.
So we're going California? No, I'm kidding. I said if we're talking pretty campuses, I mean, I guess Minnesota, it's pretty in the summer, I guess. I don't know about winter. I mean, people like snow, I guess. Well, if we lived here, we're used to the snow. So I guess we find the beauty in that kind of stuff. So we're coming up on a high school season now, kind of shifting back to the high school. Our expectations at an all-time high with Becker, is it always championship or bust, or is it kind of we take it game by game, we know where we want to get, and this is how we're going to get there?
Well, obviously our end goal is to win state, but we take it game by game. Like you can't have you we can't be like too cocky, like thinking that we're gonna win. Like we have to take it game by game. There could be upsets and stuff. And we just have to like push each other and we'll be really motivated again from last year. So
Do you have a game that you know that's on the schedule that you're looking forward to the most, or is it always just next game mentality? I'll play whoever.
it's mostly next game mentality, but like some of like the bigger like breakdown tournaments where we play like bigger schools because we play like more smaller schools. So when we get to play like some of these like 4A powerhouses, those are like normally really fun.
Yeah, because you guys are kind of in the area of St. Michael, Albertville. Are they on your schedule?
I don't think so this year.
Oh, come on, that'd be a great matchup. That's
I'm not, but I'm pretty sure they're not.
so then I always ask AAU or high school, who is maybe one of your like best opponents you've ever played against? Who's one of the best players you've ever had the opportunity to play against?
Play against. I would say during like AU, one of the best players we've got to play against was Britt Prince during in Iowa. She is a phenomenal player. She's really good, and like just seeing how great she is working with her teammates and like the trust she has, like she can take the ball, but also she has some crazy passes and crazy assists that she's just an amazing player.
On the other end, who's one of the best players you've had the opportunity to play with, AAU or high school?
I would say the grade of like Julia Bankston, Courtney News, Ming Gam, all of them, like I feel like I really improved over practicing with them. Like I may have not played with them as much, but like during practice, they always wanted like me to be the best that I would, and they would push me, and like it's just they were crazy good players, and it's really nice to be able to. I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to like grow up and play with them.
So let's take it a little bit off the court. When we're not practicing, when we're not playing basketball, what we doing? Where are we at? Where's Alexis at?
I'm either with friends up at the lake or I am training for like cross country and track. We're really committed to that, like hoping to get to stay in those two events, but you're either hanging out with like friends or family at the lake or just at a house, like that stuff.
So we stay active basically with all the sports and kind of
Yeah.
always on the go.
Uh-huh.
Do you watch any college basketball, men's, women's, WNBA, NBA? Any watch any of that?
Yeah. But
Who are some people on either side of it that you look up to or kind of enjoy watching the most?
I've always looked up to Paige Beckers. It's like she's hurt right now, but like she's a crazy player. I've always like watching her play against Becker some games, and like that was just I always looked up to her. Like she's an amazing player. She has amazing assists, amazing. She can score. She's just crazy.
And then do you have anyone, I mean, maybe it's Paige, do you have anyone that you would say you modeled your game after or kind of imitated where you say, hey, I like how they played, I want to add this to my game or anything of that nature?
I really like how Paige plays, like her mid range. I really like to try and like work on that. Like my mid range, her mid range is crazy, and I just like her pull ups and that stuff. So I try and work on that.
It's a lost art. I think people want layups or threes, and so that mid range it catches people off guard a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is maybe what part of school is maybe the thing you look forward to the most? I know we're in school and you said you're an academic and you're smarter than me because you want to be a doctor and all medical. So I think I could never imagine that. So what part of school do you like enjoy the most, would you say?
I enjoy like how kind of close our school can be. Like we have a really good community also. So like when we have games, we can tell our friends and we'll get like a really good student section off of that. And like all the other sports, like all of our sports, like basketball, we'll go cheer on the football team, we'll go cheer on the volleyball team. Like everyone makes it around to other sports. So we're all like really supportive over each other.
Do you have a favorite arena that you played on the road in terms of high school? We know we said Williams Arena a little bit, but in terms of high school, is there like a road arena that you preferred to play in or that was really in fun environment to go to?
I'm not really sure. I just know like Williams Arena was really like I'll never forget that like forever.
So then we'll talk. I want to talk about you talk about the community a little bit. What is that? I mean, Becker is one of the best, I would say, traveling fan bases. Like they pack Williams Arena, and I mean, they have a fan base, and they're there supporting. They're an educated fan base. I always say that because they know when to cheer, what to cheer. They know the calls. They're not just blindly screaming. I think. What's it like having that kind of fan base behind you?
I'm really grateful for having an amazing community. Like we could be traveling to Hopkins and we'll get a packed gym, or like we'll be going to Williams Arena and it'll just be packed. And it's just really nice because I feel like we're really respectful towards like the refs and stuff and officials and coaches and stuff, and we're all very supportive. Like the other people's parents were all supportive for like the other kids, and I'm really grateful that we have such a great community at Becker.
I said it's impressive feat. You got to get there early to get a seat if I had a Becker game. I'm telling you, got to get there early. So we'll do some quick rapid fire ones and then we'll wrap it up. Favorite food?
Spaghetti.
If I didn't play basketball, what would be my sport?
Oh, cross country.
Favorite place that basketball has taken me?
Oh, traveling somewhere with probably like Iowa or something with teammates.
I like that one. I like that one. My go-to shot if we need to win the game.
Oh, win the game.
Win the
It'd be
game. It's a tied game.
it'd be crazy to have like a half court shot, but I'd have like a layup or something.
So you mean you want the Shakopee of last year?
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't imagine. I wasn't in that arena, and I felt like you could feel the video shake from when I saw it. So, well, let's see. One more. One word to just that you hope people think of when they think of your game off the court, on the court, either one.
Determined.
I like it. Well, I want to say thank you, thank you. I've said it and I'll say it before. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think you'll be one of the top five players in 3A this year. I think you're gonna have a big say in as far as Becker goes. You're one of my favorite to watch because you do everything on the court. You usually do it like, and you don't look like you're even breaking a sweat. So I need to figure out how to do that at the gym when I'm by myself. So, but I said, I think you're in for a great season. Thank you so much for this. I will be at your games. Where can people find you on social media?
I think it's on Twitter. I'm like Alexis A Rose 25, maybe. I'm pretty sure.
We got to make sure they're not looking for Schitt's Creek memes. Otherwise, we're in trouble if they're looking for that Alexis Rose. So, not the Schitt's Creek Alexis Rose. We have the Becker Alexis Rose.
Yeah,
But thank you so much. Good luck this season. Here's to a healthy season, a productive season. I look forward to your team. I look forward to seeing you likely back at the state tournament. I think it's at
hopefully.
Williams again this year. So I think you'll be in luck there.
Thank you. Thank you
Have
for
a
having
great day. Bye.
me. You too. Bye.